of Star Wars Rogue One, I had a lot of nervousness and a little bit of anxiety about how good the movie was going to be. Rogue One isn't a surprising movie. If you've seen Star Wars, if you've seen Star Wars A New Hope, going into Rogue One, you kind of have an idea of what's going to happen. It's about the rebels who get the plans of the Death Star and get them to the Rebel Alliance in the beginning of A New Hope that they then use to destroy the Death Star at the end of A New Hope. Everything kind of plays out the way you'd expect. Even by the end of the movie, you kind of get a feeling for how this movie is going to end and what's going to happen to these characters, and what you think is going to happen happens. There's no big surprise. There's no Luke, I am your father, or Han, I am your son, and now I'm going to kill you. It really just plays out like you think it's going to play out. But I think that's okay. I don't think the movie needed to be surprising. It was just a really fun and entertaining 2-hour film based on just a small detail in the greater Star Wars universe. And I think that's what the point of this new series of Star Wars stories is going to be. Just kind of fleshing out the universe, fleshing out characters and events that we see in the greater universe, just kind of fleshing out smaller details like this. This entire movie is based off just the few lines of dialogue in A New Hope that rebels stole the plans to the Death Star and got them to the thing. But Rogue One, it expounds on that. It explains the mysteriously unguarded exhaust port on the Death Star. It explains where the plans came from. It actually kind of explains a lot of the jokes, like, wow, they really left that exhaust port wide open. Well, it actually explains that as that's part of the thing, and I thought that was really, it was a really nice thing. It also has a lot of nods to other aspects of this series. Characters from A New Hope appear, and I'm not talking about main characters, I'm talking about, like, there are cameo shots of certain characters who don't even have names in the film, but you'll recognize them when you see them. It also has Saw Gerrera from A Clone Wars. That's Forrest Whitaker's character, now very much grown up when we saw him in Clone Wars. Not just in a rebellion, but completely leading this extreme rebellion. But it also has 2 characters from A New Hope that I was surprised to see. Darth Vader is in it, which that was something that was known. He was in it, and his short amount of screen time was not wasted. But it also had the characters of Grand Moff Tarkin and Princess Leia. Now, these weren't recasts. These weren't just other actors made to look like these other actors with makeup, or just made to be these actors and you just accept that it's a different actor. No, what they actually did was they rendered the previous actor's face, who played Grand Moff Tarkin, onto this new actor, and he was one of the main characters, and his face was, yes, it was pretty obviously through CGI, but it wasn't bad CGI. It looked good, and it worked, having that character who is so monumental in A New Hope, to have him kind of back in action, seeing where he comes from, how he works in Rogue One. And the same thing can be said for Princess Leia. Carrie Fisher does not look like she did in 1977, but they were able to put young 1977 Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, in the film, even for just a short amount of time. I'd say that surprised me. Just those two cast members and those 2 characters in the story, seeing them just as they were in A New Hope, was very surprising for me. And it is a good movie. It definitely gives me a little more faith in this new series that Star Wars is creating, these Star Wars stories in a direction that they've seen to be going. They're definitely taking a more people and a colony versus the Empire. So now I have a little more faith in what to expect in the next Star Wars story, which I believe the next one coming out is going to be about Han Solo. And chances are it's going to be about him getting the Millennium Falcon, but I look forward to seeing it. I like the direction that it's going in. I like that it's not this monumental surprise of, oh, this character was this character all along. And I'm looking forward to the next Han Solo movie. The cast looks great for it, and I think it's going to be good. And they could totally call it Falcon, a Star Wars story. That would actually be a really good idea. So Disney, hit me up. I want rights to that. What other small events in the Star Wars universe would you like to see be made into a Star Wars story? Let me know in the comments, and follow me on all the internets. Check out templeofgeek.com for content from me and content from other creators. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it so other people can join in the conversation. And check out my Patreon so you can support my future content. Check me out on all the internets and subscribe to my channel so we can geek out some more. Thanks for watching and have fun. So Captain America, Thor, Hulk.